This is officially WWE SummerSlam weekend. We're doing this radio row, and we've got a man who's been making a lot of noise up on WWE TV lately. We have got the son of a legend and allegedly making himself, Cody Rhodes, in the house. How you feeling?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Welcome back. And it's we were talking a little bit off the air. We saw you at WrestleMania, so it's real good to see you again.
Yeah,
brother.
I don't think you guys remember me though. I remember you guys.
Yeah, we remember you,
That'd
man.
be horrible.
Can't forget the stash. Man.
Thank you, man.
Stash is. It's actually the stash is what we remember.
There we go.
We're like, who was that? Who was that stash?
It was just a blank face.
We remember the mustache.
Yeah.
We vaguely remember some words coming out from underneath it. But cool, I appreciate you taking time to chop it up a little bit. So obviously SummerSlam this Sunday is going to be ridiculous, and I'm not going to lie, we had Damien Sandow sitting in that chair a few minutes ago before you.
Yeah.
And he had some choice words for you, brother.
Could you tell he was going bald? Yeah, that's kind of a secret.
Not anymore.
It's not a secret, but he covers it up pretty well.
And I will tell you the truth, even if I did catch that he was going bald, I totally wouldn't have mentioned it.
Yeah, you would. He's got an intimidating presence about him, a whole air about him. Did you have the case with him?
You did. You had the briefcase.
What did you think of the new case? The chocolate case. The chocolate case, man. I know they tried so hard to make this leather attaché, and it just looks like a big piece of chocolate. There's like 5 of them on TV.
I'm totally expecting a golden ticket to be wrapped around it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
I had thought that because Mark Henry loves chocolate. I had thought like at some point in the next year, Mark Henry's just going to start following him around, assuming that the briefcase is chocolate.
Who was it? Was it Mark Henry that had that big giant Hershey's bar way like years ago in Hershey? Who was that came out with a huge Hershey bar?
It might have been Mark because it was in Hershey, PA. Yeah, Hershey, PA. They give us the 5-pounder.
Yeah,
and it's like a dumbbell of chocolate.
Someone came out even I can't remember who that was.
I love when they give us stuff like that. But every year I ask myself, how the hell am I supposed to get this back home?
Right?
Especially when you like have your hands on chocolate and stuff. You know, yeah, but it's very cool.
And if you're going through TSA and they're X-rated, they're like, what the hell? What is this?
The stuff that TSA does look at, of course, they're going to look at 5 pounds of chocolate.
So you have to take out that chocolate bar.
TSA is the worst.
You have to wrap it. Well, you got it kind of easy. I mean, Damien Sandow kind of has it bad going through TSA that he has to lug that briefcase.
The case. I would take the hassle for the case, but I think what we've done on TV with Damien and I is kind of like, to me, some people would really like the match itself to be for the case,
right? But
to me, I think it's really moved past that. As far as,
it's a grudge match now, man.
Yeah, and he's I may not like Damien Sandow, but I'll make no bones about the fact that I think Damien Sandow is a huge part of the WWE future. I said this kind of under my breath a few weeks ago on SmackDown. I don't think I've ever meant anything more. It's just not before me. You know, if you're going to win the World Heavyweight Championship, good for you, but not before me.
I can totally see it on the T-shirt. I can totally see that as your catchphrase. Totally, dude. Totally.
You need to tell somebody,
not
man.
Before me.
Yeah.
Not before me.
If we can get one more match, and not before me. If we got a man running around wild screaming yes and no, like.
Dude, I would rock the hell out of that shirt. Not before me. I'm doing it first.
When they say no to me on the not before me, I'm going to bring you a homemade one. And then we'll start it like guerrilla style.
Well, I don't know if you're going to be in Fresno next week. There's a house show in Fresno on Friday. I'm totally going to start that chant. I swear I'm going to start that chant, dude.
And when I hear it from one person, I'll know.
Right? Good for him. No, man, I'm going to get my whole
man of his word.
I'm going to get the whole row.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be dope.
Hell yeah.
Not before me.
Come back to the monitor. What were they saying?
Right? We're going to edit that out. Don't worry. Oh, it's not televised. Don't worry about it. House show.
Yeah, man.
All right, so let's get to your match against Damien Sandow. I think you got a legit gripe against him, man. Money in the Bank pay-per-view. I mean, I don't want to say he screwed you over, but you guys were partners, man. You guys were buddies. You guys were pals. You're supposed to be looking out for each other. It was every man for himself, but you didn't have to do it in such a jerkish way.
Like push me off a 10-foot ladder?
Yeah, like that. Like if I were friends with somebody, if they pushed me off a 10-foot ladder, I think that would dampen our relationship a little bit.
I look at it this way: I got caught up in the moment. I didn't anticipate the crowd in Philly to react the way they did. I hoped, as a member of this WWE locker room. I hope for that moment. You always want that moment. It's a milestone in your life when the crowd wants you to do one thing. So I got caught up in the moment. Dean Ambrose was flying off the ladder, and I genuinely feel like, okay, all the dues I've paid, let's tag with Bob Holly. Let's take a sledgehammer and a super kick to the face. Let's be in the shadow of Ted DiBiase. Stuff like all these dues I paid, I thought, no man, it's mine. This is my time, and these people are happy about it. And what a just bump finish. What a feeling.
Buzzkill, right?
I didn't say I couldn't say anything on Twitter. I couldn't say anything to my fiance, like my dad, and my dad knows the ins and outs of the business like anybody else. And the fact that he felt bad about it, I thought, well, if the story was normally, hey, this guy won the Money in the Bank, the cool thing about that night was it wasn't about Damien Sandow winning, it was about me not winning.
Yeah, totally.
That's cool.
Because despite who won the match, they were still talking about Cody Rhodes. Right?
I dig that. I
think that's cool, man. Yeah. So obviously you have your eyes not on that briefcase for Sunday. You got your eyes square in the forehead of Damien Sandow.
Well, JBL made this great point, and that's kind of a whole thing to say, but revenge is the best revenge in the world is success. So Damien Sandow is technically almost a guaranteed world heavyweight champion. Almost, right? So
almost.
It's almost a guarantee that he's going to become world heavyweight champion.
Only one person has ever failed.
Right.
In that briefcase.
So if I defeat Damien Sandow on Sunday at SummerSlam, where does that put me? And to me, it just says, it puts me in that same category.
Right.
So nothing would make me feel better is if somewhere down the line, if Cody Rhodes was the world heavyweight champion and Mr. Damien Sandow wanted to cash in, I think nothing would make me feel better than that exactly.
Right? Yeah. Man, well, I wish you the best of luck. I'm looking forward to that match. I'm looking forward to that match among the main events, obviously, at SummerSlam.
When Damien was here, did he make an official statement?
He made a statement, not an official statement, but an unofficial statement, basically saying that you're not in his league.
I'm not in his league?
Yeah,
Is he talking about Mick Foley and stuff like
Mick Foley actually interrupted our interview when he came in. They started singing holiday Christmas carols, so I'm not really sure what went on.
It just got out of hand.
It really
just checking. Sometimes he makes these official statements, and I always got to be prepared because I've been on a couple promotional tours with him where homeboy just stood up in the middle of the interview and said, "I'm going to make an official statement."
All right, well, he did. He went on a tangent about a tiger shark, and then he used these big words
12
that were
foot.
over my head.
12-foot tiger shark in the same water he jumped into.
Yeah, Gulf of Mexico.
We missed it just by a few weeks.
Just by a few weeks.
Yeah,
it was a close call.
Yeah.
Close call. Yeah. But that interview went on a whole different level than I thought.
Nick loves Christmas, man.
Right?
Nick loves Christmas.
Christmas in August.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. So let's get some predictions from you, man, for this Sunday. Let's do it. This card is stacked. This card is stacked. And honestly, I want to start with and I want to talk to you especially because you're young in the game. You're at the forefront of this.
I'm 28 going on 45.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, buddy. But I kind of feel that it was cats like you that paved the way for like Dean Ambrose and the Shield and even like Daniel Bryan and like all those NXT guys like coming up like, yeah, man, it's the new generation.
Yeah.
It's the new generation, right? So do you feel that there's a kind of a shift in the momentum of WWE as far as who's coming out of developmental and stuff
changing
like that?
of the guard?
Yeah, kind of. I've used that before too.
Well, the only thing is in pro wrestling, the guard fights back. And it's great. To me, like take a look at Bray Wyatt versus Kane. That to me is wonderful for sports entertainment because I don't necessarily want to see all my heroes and these legends and these multi-time world champions go away as much as I want to see them against this new crop of talent. That to me is pleasing everybody. RVD versus Dean Ambrose is another example. That to me is there is a point to the fact that maybe the audience, maybe the WWE universe isn't ready necessarily to say, all right, it's going to be Daniel Bryan versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. Maybe they're not ready for that.
Right.
But it's nights like SummerSlam where you're going to see a little bit of the future, a little bit of the present, and even a little bit of the past. And it's a great mix right now.
Where fans can say, well, yeah, maybe I'm not ready for that match now, but I'm definitely going to be ready to see that
after
match.
Tonight, next year. That's a great feeling.
I think that's dynamite. So let's talk about it. Dean Ambrose versus RVD. Predictions. What do we got?
RVD is like the most fun-loving, like West Coast. Just
dude, he belongs on the West Coast.
He's a real deal.
He really does.
I don't think he has any clue that Dean Ambrose hangs around with two other individuals that are always nearby, and they run the house when the three of them are together. I say Dean Ambrose takes that.
Cool. And you just being in the WWE locker room, did you have kind of your eyes, or did you have your eyes on like NXT or like the developmental territory? Did you kind of predict like who was going to be kind of the next to make a statement?
Unfortunately, my father works at NXT, and he works very closely with the developmental talent. A lot of the ones that are getting ready to make their way on the WWE program.
Yeah.
So he makes the mistake of telling me about them, and he basically is breeding competition for me, but he doesn't realize it. So I tell him sometimes, like, I don't want to hear about. I know these guys are good. I don't want to hear about. Watch your son on the damn show.
Right?
You know,
you should see this guy today, son. He was way better than you.
No, we did promos today, and he tore the house. That's great. This is this is WWE. This is we want the best. I think it's. I love. This is silly, but I got a list of like 10 guys who I think are 10 future players, and I have something about each one of them. This is something really, it's bizarre, but I have a thing about each one that I think, okay, how can I be better than him? Like, for example, Dolph Ziggler.
How can you be better than Dolph Ziggler?
Next to Dolph Ziggler's name is the word abs. And that's a small thing. But every one of those guys has something like that I think I treat it like a science. And you can't always treat it like a science, but this is my life, man. If there's a little bit of tension in the locker room, there's a little bit of like competitive, like amongst two cats, that's good TV.
Competition breeds excellence, right?
Yes.
There it is. Well, let's do predictions for the main events for it. Speaking of excellence, we got some solid matches that are going to be probably closing out the show. Let's talk about Cena versus Bryan, WWE title. Here we go.
With Triple H as a special guest referee. So, smells like a swerve, but I don't want to swerve. And Triple H is kind of emerging as a more less shifty character or figure.
You're talking like a fan right now.
I am.
You're talking like those internet people.
I'm trying to analyze something. You know what? I'm going to just give you what I feel in my heart.
What's your heart?
Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan.
Only because I don't think less of John Cena. I just think he can't stop such a hot streak. And I don't think Cena has the same amount of momentum. Cena's the man, that's great, but this raw passion that's coming from the WWE universe is a lot to overcome.
Right? And you know what? Cena, without the title, is still going to be riding the John Cena wave of support.
I was so mad. I looked at a sheet today that said where John was going to be. He's doing voiceovers for the Scooby-Doo movie.
Oh, man.
So pissed.
He's getting that animation money?
Yeah, what? Exactly. I actually watch these cartoons on the plane and stuff. Yeah, I go with Daniel Bryan for that one.
Alright, cool. So I want to get your prediction on the world title, because obviously you're chasing Damien Sandow, who has the Money in the Bank contract for a future world title shot. So this has got to be kind of by proxy a match that you're going to be watching real close to, Christian versus Del Rio.
I'm going to say Christian.
And why?
Because this guy, like if you count Christian out, it is the dumbest thing you can possibly do. He is ridiculously good in the ring and continues to get better to the point where it almost bothers me how I am so much better. So much. If there was a college class that Cody Rhodes had to take when I was the Intercontinental Champion, it was Christian. That was the class. That was the litmus test. He is, everyone who gets in the ring with him, considerably better. I say Christian.
Well, I'm with you, and because from a fan standpoint, when I watch a Christian match, it's going to be good. Doesn't matter who's across the ring from him. It's going to be a good match.
It won't let you down.
And plus, he like the future Cody Rhodes, has a great catchphrase. One more match. One more match.
I forgot our catchphrase.
What? Not before me.
Not before me.
Not before me.
It's hot.
Before me. Gold. It's a license to print money. Someone's listening.
Somebody wrote it down.
All right, cool. Cody Rhodes, I appreciate the time, man. Last words I'll let you give for Fresno.
For Fresno?
I'm from Fresno, brother.
I love Fresno.
Man, come on.
Aren't we in Fresno really soon?
Next Friday, you're gonna be. There's a house show in Fresno next Friday.
Well then it's a guarantee that. Obviously, I'm looking forward to SummerSlam. Looking forward to Vindication. Looking forward to competing with Damien Sandow, but it tends to be that it probably won't be the first Damien Sandow Cody Rhodes match. So I'd like to do it again in Fresno.
Do it. Well, it's the SummerSlam aftermath in Fresno, baby.
That's right.
Cody Rhodes live SummerSlam this Sunday. It's Q97.1. Man, I appreciate it.